Yeah?
Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction?
Some sitcoms end while they're still beloved. Others drag on until the laughter fades. Today we're looking at 10 sitcoms that went on too long, and trust me, some of these really should have quit while they were ahead. Number 10, 2.5 Men.
Alan, for every beautiful woman in the world, there's at least one guy out there who's tired of pretending to listen to her in exchange for sex.
Well, let me go on record as saying I am not that guy.
When 2.5 Men premiered in 2003, it was an instant hit. Charlie Sheen's bad boy bachelor lifestyle clashed hilariously with John Cryer's uptight Alan, and young Jake completed the dysfunctional trio. For years, it was one of TV's highest rated comedies, known for its sharp writing and outrageous humor. But in 2011, Charlie Sheen's infamous meltdown changed everything. Public rants, tiger blood, and a feud with creator Chuck Lorre got him fired. Ashton Kutcher stepped in as billionaire Walden Schmidt, and curiosity gave the show a massive ratings spike at first. Unfortunately, the dynamic never recovered. The humor turned repetitive, Alan's character became over-the-top pathetic, and Jake was sidelined. Instead of ending gracefully, the show kept dragging on with increasingly absurd plots. By the time the finale aired, many fans had already checked out, and the decision to kill off Charlie Harper in a piano gag only cemented its legacy as a sitcom that didn't know when to stop. But if you thought losing 1 star was bad, our next show lost 2, and it was a disaster. Number 9, That 70s Show.
Mr. Barnett, we're very open-minded.
Oh no, he's right. I myself love that singer, Art Garfunkel.
Art Garfunkel is white.
That 70s Show captured teenage life in the disco era perfectly. With its basement hangouts, circle scenes, and quirky characters, it became a cult favorite. For 7 seasons, audiences grew up alongside Eric, Donna, Kelso, Jackie, Fez, and Hyde. But in season 8, Topher Grace, the show's lead, left. Ashton Kutcher soon followed. Instead of wrapping up the series, producers introduced new characters like Randy, hoping to fill the void. Fans didn't buy it. The chemistry was gone, the humor fell flat, and even the basement circle felt forced. What had been a show about relatable teens turned into a desperate attempt to stay alive. Season 8 is still considered one of the weakest final seasons of any sitcom. By the finale, most fans agreed the show should have ended a year earlier, when the core cast was still intact. And if that wasn't enough, some sitcoms didn't just lose their stars, they tried to replace entire families. Number 8, Family Matters.
I know you're worried that I'm gonna hurt your precious little house, but please give me some credit.
Steve, please don't. Steve.
I was so tempted to play a Drake song in the background. Originally a spin-off of Perfect Strangers, Family Matters began as a wholesome sitcom about the Winslow family. But after the introduction of Steve Urkel, the nerdy neighbor who stole the spotlight, the show became The Urkel Show. At first, audiences loved him, his catchphrases and clumsy antics became iconic. But as the seasons went on, the writers leaned harder and harder on Urkel, sidelining the rest of the Winslows. By the later years, the show had veered into science fiction, with Urkel inventing cloning machines and even transforming into his suave alter ego, Stefan. The grounded family comedy was long gone. By the final season, Family Matters had strayed so far from its original charm that many fans barely recognized it. It proved that letting one character dominate can make a sitcom lose its soul. But sometimes it isn't a single character that drags a show down, it's the network refusing to let go. Number 7, The Office.
Knock knock. Who's there? KGB. KGB?
When The Office debuted, it was a quirky mockumentary about everyday office life. Steve Carell's Michael Scott was awkward, cringeworthy, and endlessly quotable. For 7 seasons, it was one of the most beloved sitcoms of its time. But in season 7, Steve Carell left the show. Writers scrambled to fill the void with new bosses like Robert California and Nellie Bertram. Some fans stuck around, but the show never fully recovered. Jim and Pam's story dragged, Andy was pushed into the spotlight in ways that didn't work, and the humor lost its spark. Instead of ending on a high note, The Office spent 2 more seasons trying to recapture something it had already lost. While the finale was emotional, many agreed the last 2 seasons tarnished the show's legacy. And if Michael Scott's exit hurt, imagine when the entire cast nearly walked out. Number 6, Scrubs.
Charge! Clear!
Plus, it turns out the guy was just sleeping, attached to a faulty monitor.
Scrubs was a groundbreaking medical comedy, mixing absurd humor with genuine heart. JD, Turk, Carla, and Dr. Cox made Sacred Heart Hospital a place fans loved. For 8 seasons, the show balanced comedy and drama better than almost any sitcom. But then came season 9. Most of the main cast left, and the show rebranded as Scrubs Med School, with JD appearing in only a handful of episodes. Viewers were confused. Was this a new show or the same one? The new cast didn't click, and the tone felt hollow without the core ensemble. What had been a cult favorite quickly turned into an afterthought. Many fans refused to even acknowledge Season 9 as canon, treating Season 8's heartfelt finale as the true ending. But sometimes, even staying with your original cast doesn't save you, especially if the show runs for over a decade. Number 5, Roseanne. Roseanne began as a refreshing twist on the family sitcom formula. Instead of polished suburban homes, we got the working class Connors struggling with bills, jobs, and real-life problems. For years, it was celebrated for its authenticity and sharp writing. But as the show aged, things took a turn. In its 9th season, the Connors won the lottery, and suddenly the grounded family comedy became surreal. Lavish settings replaced the kitchen table, and the show lost its relatability. And then came the infamous finale twist, where it was revealed much of the season was a story Roseanne had written. The decision baffled fans, undermining years of character development. Though the show briefly returned in 2018, it was quickly overshadowed by real-life controversy surrounding Roseanne Barr, leading to its cancellation. It was proof that even groundbreaking sitcoms can overstay their welcome and collapse under their own weight. But if lottery wins ruined Roseanne, our next sitcom was undone by something even simpler: too many seasons of the same joke. Number 4, How I Met Your Mother. When How I Met Your Mother premiered, its unique structure and lovable characters made it an instant hit. Ted's long story of how he met the mother kept viewers guessing, while Barney, Marshall, Lily, and Robin carried the comedy. For a while, it was hailed as the Friends of the 2000s, but 9 seasons was a long time to drag out a story. By the later years, fans grew frustrated with filler episodes and Ted's endless failed relationships. When the mother finally appeared, audiences were relieved only for the finale to reveal she had died, and Ted ended up with Robin anyway. It was the kind of ending that made fans feel like they'd wasted nearly a decade. Critics slammed the finale as one of the worst in sitcom history, and it continues to overshadow the show's early brilliance. Some sitcoms collapse under bad endings, but our next one collapsed because its star couldn't stay out of the headlines. Number 3, The Big Bang Theory.
Just texted, she's on her way up.
Raj, calm down. You got this.
Yes, thank you. I got this.
Just remember, the most important thing is to have fun.
Stop putting so much pressure on me!
When it premiered, The Big Bang Theory stood out with its nerdy humor and quirky characters. Sheldon, Leonard, Penny, Howard, and Raj became cultural icons, and catchphrases like "Bazinga!" spread everywhere. For years, it was one of CBS's biggest hits. But as the seasons piled up, the jokes grew stale. The awkward nerd tropes that once felt fresh became repetitive, and the characters lost the charm that made them unique. Storylines dragged, character growth stalled, and episodes leaned heavily on laugh track gags. By season 12, even devoted fans admitted the show had run out of ideas. Though it went out with strong ratings, The Big Bang Theory is often remembered as a sitcom that kept going long after its cultural peak had passed. And while Big Bang Theory dragged for too many seasons, our next sitcom still seems to stand the test of time. Number 2, The Simpsons.
Dad may have gained a little weight, but he's not some kind of food-crazed maniac.
Oh, the raspberry.
Okay, this one's controversial. When The Simpsons debuted, it redefined animated comedy. The early seasons are legendary, sharp satire, unforgettable characters, and a cultural impact that's impossible to overstate. But after season 10, something changed. The humor became broader, the writing less sharp, and the golden era magic faded. For over 30 seasons, The Simpsons has continued on, but fans often argue that the show should have ended years ago. Even devoted viewers admit the later seasons lack the wit and heart that made the originals timeless. Instead of being remembered as the perfect sitcom of the 90s, The Simpsons is now discussed as the show that never ends, proof that sometimes less really is more. But as much as The Simpsons overstayed its welcome, our number 1 sitcom proves that sometimes the damage comes not just from staying too long, but from how it all ends. Number 1, Friends.
What is that noise?
You!
Yes, even Friends. For a decade, it was the defining sitcom of its era. Rachel, Ross, Monica, Chandler, Joey, and Phoebe were household names, and millions tuned in every week to Central Perk. But by season 9, cracks began to show. Storylines felt recycled, relationships dragged on, and even the actors admitted fatigue. Joey's spin-off was already in development, and some fans felt the show was dragging out Ross and Rachel's drama far past its natural conclusion. By the end, it was clear the magic wasn't quite what it used to be. The finale drew massive ratings and gave fans closure, but many still believe Friends should have ended a season earlier while the jokes still felt fresh. It remains one of the most beloved sitcoms of all time, but also a reminder that even the greatest shows risk losing their spark when they go on too long. So what do we learn from these sitcoms? That knowing when to end can be just as important as knowing how to start. Because in television, sometimes the difference between a classic and a cautionary tale is one season too many.